Hi friends, this is Mangal'S and Muralidharan talking from India. Today, I'm just going to talk to you about scenario-based teaching. And scenario-based learning and teaching totally relies on a few important factors. One is what type of scenario are your learners aware of? Is the teacher capable of decoding the scenario that he or she is part of? Because we are all part of a melange. And we should really understand how do we contextualize the inputs that we possibly provide to our learners. The second language acquisition happens only when the learners understand the kind of scenario that they're part of, and they tend to really decode that scenario by looking at the socio-cultural influences. It's not that difficult for anybody to decode it, provided he or she is aware of the kind of factors which determine the way we think or the way we do things. Because the cultural scenario or the economic scenario or the political scenario or even the social scenario that you're part of can possibly create a particular attitude, or rather, it could make you think in a different way. That's one of the reasons why we always say scenario-based learning and teaching can help you to understand how to really maximize the learning progress. Because learning progress is essentially connected with the learner's interest and involvement. When a learner is not involved or not interested in learning, or whatever inputs you provide, then it is not going to be highly successful. That's one of the reasons why we say scenario-based learning and teaching can help them to acquire the requisite competencies in the second language quite easily. It will be quite fast. How could that be done? Very simple. For example, today we all talk about AI-based scenarios. And if you use AI-based tools for the learners to learn certain things, not necessarily the negative side of it or the disadvantage of it, rather how to use, for example, an online writing lab. And if they are trying to use this online writing lab on their own, there could be a lot of self-access learning promoted, but sometimes it could jeopardize it as well. For example, they know how to use a Swinbot and try to write, and that will spoil the entire process. That is also a danger of using, AI-based tools where originality of thinking, creativity will be sidelined forever because the children will never learn how to use their brain to, create their own tasks. So they can't really do real-time problem solving or real-time actualization of the language. That is something that we have to really worry about, because it's kind of ready-made outputs given to them. And these ready-made outputs won't help you. That's one of the reasons why we always say you can use it for once or twice, but you need to really look at coherence, cohesion, originality of the language. And you should also be aware of the extensive use of language, for similar contexts in various cultures. And you should also look at the culture-specific responses. And you should also see the variations of the language in different cultures for the same scenario. And these are things that we have to really keep in mind when we design a scenario-based session for our learners. And we should also make sure that it is not just a blind imitation of what is being shown. It should be contextualization by the teacher. The teacher does not just play the video for 20 minutes or 30 minutes or play an audio for about 20, 30 minutes and simply think, oh, the learning takes place. No, we'll have to ensure that learning happens. So you precipitate learning. And you try to contextualize learning. You'll have to make sure that they could interpret learning. And you should verify whether they interpret on their own. Do they have culture-specific inputs available for them? So these are very important things that we have to really decide, decipher, identify before we start our scenario-based learning and teaching. And I'm sure some of us who are trying to do the best in this particular era, we have to also keep in mind ready-made resources available for scenario-based learning and teaching. For example, you have the British Council, which has got thousands and thousands of videos, audios, handouts available in teachingenglish.org.uk. And you can also check it with the BBC Learning English. That has got thousands of videos available for you, audios available for you. And there are British Council podcasts that are available for you. And the BBC Learning English podcasts are available for you. And VOA Learning English is available for you. And you have, in fact, the Study English series of the ABC available for you. You have thousands of sites which supply free resources. And you could make use of other podcasts as well, other videos as well. So you have to make sure you have a list of podcasts or videos or handouts or online resources available before you start a scenario-based teaching. And any scenario-based teaching should be done only in comparison with several cultures, because there should be cross-cultural awareness that you have to create out of it. Otherwise, it would be a blind imitation of what was given to them, and they may not be able to use it in real time. We'll have to also give them some strategies and techniques of how to use them in real time, what type of problems they'll encounter or confront, and how to overcome such challenges or problems that they might face in real-time implementation. Because language is a very dynamic system. It keeps on changing. It doesn't really get limited to one particular culture, especially English language. So you'll have to really make sure that all of us are obviously in the process of analyzing how to make use of different scenarios in different cultures to train our own students, especially our target group of learners, to maximize the learning process. I would love to share more ideas about this with you in case you want to really invite me for a workshop or a training program. You're free to call me at any time. You can also visit my website, that is www.mangalpratabhan.in. That is www.mangalpratabhan.in. You can also visit me at www.fluencycenter.co.in. That is www.fluencycenter.co.in. Wish you all success. Have a great day. Enjoy your day. Bye bye. See you.